again, Tiffany, as you said, your deceased wife. Um, the reason why I was kind of a bit confused in this, because you said your wife now, I think she was actually there with you
When?
when you took the picture when you was at the cemetery.
No. She actually she was. I take that back. That
Okay.
you talking about when I got on the black
You,
jacket
I
and I'm kind of kneeled down.
yeah.
She actually was there.
She would, yeah,
Yeah.
and see, I was like, wow, like she's something else. Because in this world where people can be so jealous of anything, you know what I'm saying, and to hold you down in a place where you lost your wife and still able to love you and knowing this was somebody that you was with intimately like that.
For sure.
For her to be there with you and support you, bro, she different, bro. You know what I'm saying? Totally different. And man, you know what I'm saying? That's all I can
think
say.
that has a lot to do with you know, my children for one, and then her. You know, when we met, me and my wife now, when we met, we kicked it for like 2 years before, you know what I'm saying, we got married or whatever. So she understood my love for my first wife.
Okay.
She understood the fact that if she wouldn't have died, I probably wouldn't have even gotten out the Army to be in Memphis. Like, she understands that. So I think that's why it's like, it doesn't have that effect on her. Then she understands what she meant to me. You know?
Man.
To be the mother of 3 of my children, you know, that goes deep.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? For real.
That's a beautiful thing. I be hating you know, we sitting up here podcasting and shit, so it really can't. Sometimes you feel like you putting on like it's an act for the camera, like talking to somebody, but it's real deal. Like damn, like sometimes you be like, man, let me cut this shit out. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk.
For real,
you know what I'm saying? But to have that, I've never experienced nothing like that. A lot of men never experienced, you know, to have a wife or girlfriend, anything, you know what I'm saying, to pass on them. How, if you don't mind sharing, not the situation, the detail, but just the feeling of going through that, being, I would say, a single dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, break that down. Like, what was the mindset you're feeling at that time when that happened?
Man, when it happened, I think it was more like it seemed surreal, you know. It seemed like, you know what I'm saying, but my mindset as a father was I had to step up to the plate. Because I was active. You know, I was an active father at the time. We were together, you know what I'm saying, and my youngest child was 1. So looking at my kids, I knew I had to keep going. So, but it was a tough. I have a part of my life during that time where I don't even remember everything. Like I was depressed, I was going through it, but I was functioning. You know, I was still doing what I had to do for my kids, but I have a real dark time in that time where I might run across a family member and they be like, "You remember who?" And even though I was there, I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of them surreal moments though. But being the father was almost autopilot for me. I knew that I had to do what I had to do for my kids. You know what I'm saying at that time. So I just stayed focused and went at it. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Man, I tell my wife sometimes we'll watch some shit and a situation like that'll come up, and I told her, man, if something happened to you, you leave here, I'm gonna be so fucking mad at you, bro. You know, like mad at you, just be gone. You know what I'm saying? You have to take yourself there to be like, you can't really take yourself because you don't know the feeling. But just to know like that person gone, man, you gotta do all this shit by yourself.
It's tough.
Like, bro, I curse you every day. Like, bro, you left me here, bro.
You know why you leave?
Was that something how you felt like, you know, gone?
Actually, you know, I can't say I ever felt that because I watched her go through, you know, my wife passed of cancer.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was right there from beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So I'm walking with her through this. Being in the military, it actually was my place of duty to be at her bedside. I was, you know, we both were active duty. So I walked her through the whole 6 months of treatment until she passed. So by the time it actually happened, I couldn't be mad at her because I knew what she was going through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I never had that feeling. I mean, of course, I hated that she was gone, but I never was mad at her, man, because I saw, you know, I saw she fought a good fight to try to live. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
We speaking on the military. If I remember correctly, I think you had some family members that's also, I think, that I know we're gonna fast forward a little bit. I know your daughter joined.
Yeah.
So did anybody join before you?
Actually, my mom did. My mom went into the military when I was a kid. I think I was probably about 2 or 3 when she went in. And she didn't do a long time. She went in and kind of, you know, did a short term and got out. But my inspiration came from really just not having no options on the table. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So that's what made me go. But my mom did.
She gave you a little influence on it, like, you know, maybe you should do.
Honestly, not at all. She did. I was one of them kids, man, that I had a good sense of, you know, where I was headed. And I realized, like, I did a little bit of community college and, you know, I had kids already. So I was just, at 20, I came to the conclusion, like, I got to get up out of here to do something because if I don't, I ain't never going to get out of there. So that was kind of my mindset. So I joined. Now, I can say that my wife inspired me. Because she went in some months before me, my first wife. She whenever she left and went first, I knew, you know, that was probably like my last resort. Like, what else am I going to do if I don't at least do this? So I took off, man. Man, a little add to that story, I got in some trouble in Illinois, so I had to walk some probation down.
Okay.
So once I walked that probation down, at that point, I knew I had dodged a real bullet. So when I walked that probation down, it was nothing else. Like, I got the roll.
I got you.
So I took off, and that's what made me join, man.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna ask you, how was you said that you had just a good self-awareness as far as like just what you wanted to do, something like that. I didn't. I was a fucking airhead in school, bro.
Did you have kids yet?
I had my first child 16 turning 17.
Okay.
So I was the, like, if you the epitome of entrepreneur. I was the epitome of a damn jock. You know what I'm saying?
You was an athlete.
Yeah, I was playing ball and just fucking with the girls, you know what I'm saying? So I had my first child when I was 16, turning 17. And I had, it was just like, I'm going to go to NBA. You know what I'm saying?
You playing on who?
Playing bad, I'm going to go to NBA. Not knowing the work ethic, not knowing what it really take to get there.
Just knowing you good.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to ask, by you saying that, how was Maurice or J1 in high school?
Man, I was a father then, bro. I was well liked, but I lived like I live now at 16. I moved out of my mom's house.
Right.
Moved in with my first wife, who was my girlfriend, baby mama, whatever at the time, and I continued to go to high school every day. But I'm living like a grown man. I get out. I got to the point where I can sign myself in and out of school. The school knew who I was. So, and I had my baby 15, she was pregnant at 15. Well, I was 15, and she had her right after I turned 16 or whatever. So, and mind you, she was 19.
Okay.
So she was 3 years older than me. She was out of school, but I finished high school living like a grown man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I was way ahead of my time looking back.
Right.
I hung with the adult men. I didn't really do the schools thing.
Yeah.
It was like I didn't have time to do the basketball. I was, of course, hustling. I had to get to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I got a baby. Then 2 years later, I had another one. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I got out of high school, I already had 2.
Yeah.
And by the time I was on my way to the military, I had 2 more on the way.
Yeah.
So I was
I
was living like a grown man.
Right. Okay. That's
you know what I'm saying? So school, I just knew I wanted to finish school. I didn't want to drop out. Although I was living like that, I still wanted to finish school. I had that much mindset to say like, and even I remember when I was moving out, I remember a few family members talking like, oh, he gonna mess around and drop out of school. And I think my mom was like, he ain't gonna drop out of school because I had already been waking myself up, going to school since I probably 12, 13 years old.
Yeah, Mama already.
Yeah, she already know that he do that on his own. So it was. I kept doing it, man. Graduated and everything. So, most kids in my situation would have probably just dropped out and tried to get a GED. It's like, I'm waking up every day. Man, I'm waking up every day going to school, man. For